I was at my friend's party, and it was, one of the first times I started drinking with friends at parties. And I was there pretty early, helping him set up and stuff. He was actually my neighbor at the time. And we were mixing drinks, pre-gaming a little bit. And I've never had tequila. And I was very inexperienced with beer as well, and other mixed drinks. And so I was drinking beer, and my friend brings out tequila. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'll try tequila. It's sick. I try it. I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting. Usually hard alcohol is like not sweet like this. But tequila was kind of sweet, and I was like, oh, it's not that bad. It still tastes like shit, but it was like less shitty. And I had the brilliant idea of mixing beer with tequila because I'm an experimental guy. I like to experiment with things for no reason, just to fuck around and find out, I fucked around and found out. I was drinking beer on the rocks with tequila mixed in it. Tasted like shit. But I was like, you know what? Maybe this will get me up pretty fast. Don't do this, by the way. This is a dumb idea. I'll say now I drink socially occasions. What was your thought process? Listen, I was young, wild, and free. Anyways, there came a night where I felt kind of sick, and I wanted to lay down. And so I laid down for the next 2 hours in my friend's bedroom, because it was at his house, and the party went on. And I was laying on the floor, feeling very oozy and nauseous. And I thought, maybe I'll just sleep it off. It's fine. I'll sleep it off. It'll be fine. A couple hours, I'll be okay. The pounding music of the speakers from the room next to me continued to play and crush my brain, and definitely not help that I was nauseous at all. But I slept through it. It's okay. At some point while I was sleeping, oh God, Jesus Christ, two of my classmates at the time came into the room, and I didn't say anything, and they start making out in the room, the same room I'm in, asleep. and then one of them says, "Isn't that Jake? Well, is he asleep?" And I was in shock. I was drunk, my head was spinning, I didn't really want to say anything. I was just laying there pretending to be asleep because I was just feeling so sick, and they were like, "Oh yeah, he's asleep, it's fine, don't worry about it." And I was in my head, I was like, okay, this isn't cool, but I feel sick and I can't get up. I couldn't do anything. Luckily, they didn't proceed to do anything else. They eventually left the room, and I felt very relieved I didn't have to experience anything extremely awkward at that time. After that, I decided I needed some fresh air. I need to get up. I don't feel good at all. I probably shouldn't be in this room because I was afraid I would puke in his room. I started heading out the room, and the party was still continuing. I could hear it in the background, in the kitchen and living room. I get to the front door, and it was locked. Couldn't unlock it though for some reason, and I spent a couple of minutes trying to unlock it from the inside. By the way, note this was inside a house, so I was able to unlock it. I just wasn't capable of doing so. Let's just say I didn't make it, and I couldn't figure out how to open the door, and so I puked and yacked. I puked on the floor, all over his front door and on the ground. And my friends would tell me at the next day, you could hear the splatter from the other room of the other side of the house. What a sound to hear, and what a sight to behold. Walking in on your friend puking on your front door all over the ground. I had pho that morning too, so my friends took me outside. I laid on the front yard as my friends cleaned up. I felt awful. Lesson learned, don't mix things like that together, and know when to stop drinking if you feel icky. If you're gonna celebrate tonight for whatever reason, please take care of yourself and make sure you have people watching over you. And if someone does walk in on you when you're asleep and decides to make out with their significant other, say no. Say, "Hey, I'm awake. Stop doing that. I don't like it." Maybe you can learn from this story I told today. You were knocked out though. Not quite. I wish I was completely knocked out.
Tequila is the devil juice.
I agree.
If you were out cold, to what would have happened, Suj?
I don't want to know. We don't think about that, all right? We don't gotta we don't gotta brainstorm what would have happened, okay? There's no reason to brainstorm about that. There's one time I hosted a party, and I found this couple making out in the bedroom upstairs, and I was like, "Guys, listen, no, you can't get out. You can't do this here." Because, strict rule we had was like, nobody making out or in the house, all right? No one's doing that, okay? Why is it always me? Okay, I don't know. It wouldn't be the first time I had to, like, step in and be like, "No, Stop. No freaking your shit in my house. They forgot you're there? What do you mean they forgot you're there? You're the chosen one. I don't think I'm the chosen one. I think I just want to get things done. Final story, yes. Stop. Don't drink tequila. Don't mix anything together. It's very yucky. I'll go out and drink tequila now. Clearly, you've learned nothing, but I hope you have a great time. Hope you have a spectacular time. I don't really drink that heavy anymore. I'm like very paranoid nowadays about gatherings, especially when I'm with my friends. I usually try not to drink that much to make sure if something does happen to a friend, I can be there, because I know what it's like to be alone and fucked up. All right, that's all.